All right, so I think I am all connected and ready to go. And as you can see, Sydney Opera House, it is one incredible, amazing building, and you can really see why it is world renowned. It's actually a UNESCO World Heritage listed site, and everyone would have to agree that it is a must see for any visitor going to Australia. So with any sort of house, it's all about your location. So the Sydney Opera House, it's really unbeatable, and it's right in Sydney Harbour, next to Circular Quay, and the Botanic Gardens and the Harbour Bridge. And it's close to all of the hotels in the city as well. So you can sort of walk through the Botanic Gardens and just head off over to the Sydney Harbour Bridge and then the Sydney Opera House, all sort of in one day. So it's really well connected. Just moving on. So many people, they don't kind of realise that there's more than just one sort of house. There's actually the 6 internal venues. So there's the forecourt at the front there, and those sort of venues that you see there, they actually host over 1,800 performances a year. So it's not just opera. Like, you've got ballet, you've got rock concerts, kids shows and theatres. So there's lots going on there, and big names as well. So Michael Bublé, Lizzo, Oprah, even Prince has played at the Opera House. So lots to see and do there. And I think it is a bit of a misconception that it is just opera. So definitely, once it's all open again, checking out what the schedule's like and seeing if any of your clients are going to be visiting when something amazing is on show and playing there. So everyone knows you can go to the Sydney Opera House and get your selfie out the front of the building. Anyone can do that, but really the special experiences and the magic is underneath the sails. So I would highly recommend getting your clients to do a tour if they do get to the Sydney Opera House. So the 365 days of the year, you can do a 1-hour Opera House tour. So this is an English speaking tour, and it operates between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. But they also operate German, French, Spanish and Mandarin as well. So this tour, your customer will step inside the theatres and foyers. So they'll be with a guide, and they can discover all the secrets of the house and the stories and take advantage of the amazing photo opportunities from really rare vantage points. So this will give you for like a more behind the scenes kind of look at the Opera House. And I really think if you've made it all the way to Australia for this incredible trip, you should definitely go and do that 1-hour tour. So the tour, it departs from the stage door, and your clients will get to see the orchestra pit. They'll also get to go inside one of the dressing rooms, and the guide will also sort of take you through all the juicy secrets and stories along the way. So I think that's really special to get that kind of inside scoop into what's been going on at the Opera House. So the tour finishes with breakfast in the green room, where only the performers and staff usually have access to. So yeah, really great option for those that want to get behind the scenes and really see the parts of the Opera House that not many people get to see. So the backstage tour, yeah, it operates early in the morning. So this gives you access to the areas that later on in the day, when it's busy with rehearsals and performances, yeah, it's just too busy for anyone to get back there. So definitely sort of for your clients to get over their jet lag, go in early in the morning, and then sort of tick the Opera House off your list. So my tip though would be, because it starts early, just to make sure that you grab a coffee before you go, because the Opera House restaurants, they're not actually open at that time. So get your coffee sorted and then head down to do the tour. Just skip through these, a few more behind the scenes shots. We seem to be having a bit of an issue with the text here, but that does say the tasting plate. So this option, it's really one of the best ways to experience the amazing food and wine on offer in Australia. So after you've done the tour, definitely grab one of the tasting plates, so you can share these between 2 people, and that's between 11 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. and there is actually vegetarian options available. The great thing with this option is that you can be flexible with when you have the food component. So if you don't want to have it straight away, you want to explore Sydney a little bit more, you can come back and have that when you are ready. It looks delicious. So there's also the tour and dine packages. So these include a main meal at the Opera Bar. So your clients can choose from a selection of 3 meals. And once again, you can take, sort of enjoy the meal any time of the day. Looks absolutely delicious. It's making my mouth water. It is dinner time. So with both the tasting plate and the tour and dine, as I mentioned, you can take it at any time in the day. So you just make sure you hold on to the ticket stub, and then you can redeem the meal for lunch, or maybe even like a pre-theatre dinner before the performance. So the Sydney Opera House used to have a bit of an issue with seagulls stealing people's hot chippies, but they have this awesome seagull patrol in action, this cute puppy patrol. So they're scaring away the seagulls and obviously looking extremely adorable there, wagging their tails. So now your clients can actually enjoy their meal in peace with that beautiful view. And a puppy to boot. So a very cute way of fixing that problem. So moving on to the premium products. So that text, sorry, it should say gold and silver experience packages plus a performance. So these premium products, it really is the ultimate way to experience the Opera House. So the gold and silver packages include an intimate small group tour departing from the stage door and a 2-course meal, so either an entree or a main, plus delicious Australian wines. And then you can upgrade the package with a performance ticket. And then the gold package includes your client's choice of two of Sydney's best restaurants. So I think we've got some photos of these. So the Benelong, which is Sydney Opera House's signature restaurant, headed by Chef Peter Gilmore. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And then there's also Aria, which is by Matt Moran. So just a few quick shots of the incredible food that you can get at these restaurants, all topped off with that epic view. And as I mentioned, Matt Moran, head chef at Aria. So the Australian cuisine, and it's all focused on like local and seasonal produce. So the silver package, this includes dinner at Portside, which is slightly more casual feel. So your clients can dine al fresco with uninterrupted harbour view. So there really is sort of an option for all price points. So the tour for silver package, it departs the stage door at 4:30 p.m. And at the end of the tour, the guide will drop each of the customer at their restaurant of choice. So if you've booked a performance ticket for the opera as well, the team will provide you with the ticket when they arrive. So there's no stress, and you just sort of easily taken around and taken care of. For those looking for a once-in-a-lifetime experience, you'd have to say a private tour or recital would be incredible to celebrate like a milestone birthday. So any of the opera lovers out there, keep that in mind. And really, I would say if you love the Sydney Opera House and you love performances, do keep an eye on the schedule, because if you can get a show in while you're there as well, that'd just be incredible. And lastly, just to touch on Badu Gili. So this is a free nightly 7-minute projection, and it explores the First Nations people, and it essentially illuminates the Bennelong Eastern Sail. So this is happening 4 times a night. It's completely free. So if you're hanging around in the city and looking for something beautiful, definitely check that out as well. So one last thing, the concert hall is actually being renewed at the moment. So this concert hall hasn't been had any renovations since 1973. So it's currently being renovated, but it will hopefully be finished by the end of, the middle of 2021. But this is just one of the venues. As I mentioned, there's 6 venues. So there'll still be plenty of things to see and do, but hopefully once the concert hall is renovated, it will help them be able to change quickly between different types of performances. So you'll be able to experience that in 2021. So I think that might be the end of my presentation. So a few links for you here. Just obviously right now we can't travel, but if you do want to keep an eye on all of the virtual offerings that Sydney Opera House has available, the sydneyoperahouse.com/digital, that URL has got a whole showcase of free performances, TED Talks, shows, comedy, you name it, it's there. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And then obviously the website will be updated as soon as travel restrictions lift and the schedules are back on track. So if you do have any questions, do get in touch. It's emma@slcrepresentation.com. So pop me an email if you like. And now I think, Sharon, if you want to pop up a few of my questions. So hopefully you've all been listening across my presentation. So we'll start off with which international artists have performed at the Sydney Opera House. So we have Prince, Lizzo, Foo Fighters, or all of the above. Second question, how many tiles are on the sails of the Sydney Opera House? So 1,056,006, 105,600, 56,000, or 1,600. The final cost to build the Sydney Opera House, 200 million, 102 million, 80 million, or 20 million AUD. And how many internal venues in the Sydney Opera House? Was it 2, was it 4, was it 6, or was it 8? And which statement is false? So the Sydney Opera House is in Sydney Harbour. 1 hour tour runs daily between 9 and 5 p.m. 2 of the restaurants are called Bennelong and Aria, and the Badu Gili projections that illuminate the Eastern Bennelong Sail run for 2 minutes. So off you go. I know it's a lot of questions all at once, but hopefully we'll see if you guys got some right. Okay, cool. So yes, all of the above is correct for which artists have performed at Sydney Opera House. So they get lots and lots of international acts there. You also got this correct too. So 1,056,006 tiles. And apparently they are also self-cleaning tiles, which I thought was quite cool. The final cost to build, 102 million, correct. You guys are bang on. And internal venues was 6. And the statement that was false, also correct. So the Badu-Gili projections run for 7 minutes, not for 2 minutes. So thought I'd get that one in and trick you guys, but obviously you're onto it. So thank you so much for listening, and do reach out if you have any further questions on Sydney Opera House.